Johnson, coming at you from Cinema Burrito with a movie review. Hopefully, I make this quick, won't waste your time. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once is quite possibly the most batshit crazy movie that I've seen in a very long time. It's balls to the wall. It's assault on all your senses. Once it starts, it doesn't let you go. And basically until the very end. I thankfully didn't. I went in not seeing anything about it. I saw maybe a few seconds here, there, clips here, there, but I didn't see a full trailer. I didn't really see anybody else's reviews. The best way to go into this movie is completely clean if you can. Hopefully, any of the reviews you saw didn't spoil it too much, but essentially, the by looking at the poster, you really don't know what the heck is going on. And in this quick review, I'm not going to really give too much. I'll give some of the premise, but I went in, didn't know what was going on. I knew the directors, Swiss Army Man. I didn't see it, but I need to check it out. But as soon as I sat down in the theater and the movie started, I'm like, okay, it started off. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? It's a family drama. Michelle Yeoh is fantastic. I think I'm saying that right. Yo Yao. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce Short Round's name. It's Short Round. He took a break from acting. He spent many years doing other stuff, stunt work and stuff like that. And he's basically made a return to film, which he does a fantastic job, man. All around, the whole cast is good, but essentially, it just has to do with it's essentially at the core of it is a family drama that just happens to be like one of those like this if this took place in like a Marvel multi-universe kind of thing, multiverse, essentially what it is. This has to do with y- uh, multiple dimensions, universes, same characters, are different characters in different dimensions. It goes so balls to the wall crazy that they just happen to pull off, and I gotta commend the filmmakers to just making this. I mean, this movie is a $25 million budget. It looks like it was made. It looked like it had that Marvel money. I mean, however they pulled it off with the amount of stuff that they did, I do commend the filmmakers for pulling this off for $25 million. You cannot pull this off with with a budget that low. But it is, don't get me wrong, it is an action movie. Short Round. I do apologize. I'm just gonna call him Short Round. The guy we all know is Short Round, Data from the Goonies and Indiana Jones Temple of Doom. He is fantastic in it. Like I said earlier, his fight, which I won't ruin, is one of the standout fights in the movie, which basically involves a fanny pack. I don't want to spoil anything else than that, but all I gotta say is go watch this movie. I will admit that it's probably not going to be for everybody. It is my only negative that I would say is it may be a little tad too long. They could have shaved about 20 minutes off of this. It does kind of feel a little longish. I think it's like a little over 2 hours. It does feel like it is stretched thin towards the end. But I mean, if you could get past that, you're gonna get a family movie, basically a movie about just family that just happens to be all this crazy shit going around. And essentially, to be honest with you, while it does take place, while they do involve multiverses and stuff like that, it essentially takes place in one location, which is basically an IRS building, where Michelle Yeoh and the family owns a laundromat. They basically have to go do taxes, stuff like that, and just things go crazy. And they do explore multiple other universes where Michelle Yeoh's character is a more successful character, because in this one, she is kind of has didn't made a choice to marry her husband and go this one path, and basically led her to be kind of an unhappy life. But they explore other dimensions, or other, I keep saying dimensions, which theoretically, I mean, multiverses. where she is a more successful, and she's able to uh, download all those skills from her other multiverses, herself and other and she's able to use basically like Matrix stuff. She's able to download and use those skills in a situation to get her, get her out of bad situations like fighting and hell. They go so far out into the multiverses that there is a universe with humans that have hot dogs for fingers. No joke. They they can't really use their fingers. They have to use their feet, I think, to communicate and write and do stuff. They basically just run around like that. This movie is, again, I haven't really spoiled much. If you're going in for a nonstop action a movie, you're gonna get a lot of action. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of action here, but at the same time, you're gonna get multiple layers. What I've just told you guys is not. I haven't been even begin to scratch the surface of what this movie is really about. It is about family, but it's so much more. It's about dealing with um, you know trauma, emotions, and stuff like that. And it might not make sense the center of everything, because they literally about halfway through they explain to you what's actually going on, what's causing everything, who the bad guy is. I don't want to spoil that. And it's going to sound ridiculous to a lot of people, but I hope I may not be doing the best at pitching this, but again, I'm trying to wrap my head around this movie several days. I mean, several days later, I'm still trying to kind of wrap my head around it, and it's probably going to require another viewing. At the end of the day, all the cast, all the characters do a fantastic job. I'm happy to see Short Round Data come back into acting. I hope they give him more parts. Michelle Yao, I hope I'm saying her Yao. I hope I'm saying her name right, is the standout in this movie. I've seen her in plenty of other stuff, but this is her movie 100%. I've never seen a movie with her where she's front and center, and she pulls this off perfectly. All the action scenes is magnificent with her in it, and I I can't remember the last time I had such an awesome time in a movie theater where I I was just like, I can't believe that just happened. Did that just happen? I Everything was, it's so it's so far over the top that you can't even see the bottom anymore. And when you think it can't get any more ridiculous, it keeps one upping itself on what's going on. I don't want to give I again I'm trying to, I want to talk about my favorite scenes, and maybe I could do maybe a spoiler video or something, but I just don't want to ruin anybody's experience who is trying to see this movie. But I will kind of give a hint. There's a Ratatouille reference. Yes, it does kind of poke fun of at Disney with a Ratatouille reference. There's kind of a dimension that has Michelle Yeoh as a cook, and her competitor in that job is somebody basically who is doing a ratatouille, pulling a ratatouille, and that's all I'm gonna say. That subplot is probably my favorite. That's probably the one I laughed out the most. But yeah, please see it if you have a chance. It is in theaters. I don't know how it's doing. I hope it's doing well. I'm definitely going to buy this on 4K or Blu-ray whenever we release it. This is definitely going on my shelf in the back. That's going to be this is probably warrant a repeat viewing, because there's just so many layers that is very easy to miss. But I hope I sold this to you guys. I know I probably didn't make any sense, but again, this movie is just so much is thrown at you that you are just like, you don't know how to react. And I'm just so happy that nobody in my theater left, because I heard other reviewers saying that people left in their screenings. Thankfully, everybody in my showing that I went to were on the same page. They were laughing. They basically, it clicked with them, and we basically walked out saying this is the craziest movie I've seen in a very long time, and I'm happy I saw it. That's all I'm going to say about this. I would give it a 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10. I'm basically just knocking it down a bit for the length. It did kind of start overstaying its welcome. But that's basically all I could really. The only thing I can knock on it is the length. Maybe about an hour and 45 minutes would have been probably the sweet spot. But I get it. They try to cram a lot of things into it, and it's crazy. 9.5. Go see this. This has been Burrito Johnson from Cinema Burrito. Take it easy.